Everything changed on that fateful day. Looking back, I know that whatever we did changed our lives forever.
The sky raptured and something strange came through.
It was a great adventure. It showed us how little we knew about the universe.
It was scary, yet magical.
I wish we could do it again.
Mumu sweeps you up into the winter sky, and as the sun is setting, sets a course, seemingly, for the loop. Off in the distance, you can see the 3 soaring towers, and in the middle, hunched, the circular compound that contains the facility. Mumu is... You can feel through the link ANNABETH jubilant. Soaring, happier than you have felt him in months. And without any input from you four, you're hovering by her side. You can sit up on top, you can hold on, or you can just sort of float next to her, and you find that as long as you are within sort of reaching distance, the static effect that you have never felt before from Mumu keeps you attached, and you fly through the air by her side. Without any input, she seems to be heading straight from the loop.
We let Mumu go where Mumu wants to go.
Okay.
I think I look around at the others and kind of do like that silent nod of it's time.
I think Becky is Becky is flying, so Becky is of course overjoyed in every way. This is the most magical thing that Becky has ever felt. But I think there's also like a sort of like, we know we're flying towards possibly something that's going to make Mumu really happy, but like also it's a very sad thing, so there's like a wistfulness about it. But when Becky meets ANNABETH's eye, and ANNABETH kind of gives that nod, that's the permission that I think Becky needed to be like, this now Mumu's ready to go home.
As you draw closer, a light dusting of snow begins to fall. The temperature is dipped low enough, and just icy flakes swirl around you. And you'd be forgiven for thinking that the disturbance up ahead of you was a storm cloud or a flurry of snow. But as you approach within a couple of 100 yards of the loop, you recognize something very similar to something that you saw almost a year ago. A dark shimmer in the sky, like something trying to push through from the other side. It's not yet a tear in reality, but it could be soon.
And is it what? So I know we left school. Is this like the middle of the afternoon that they're doing this, or is it like getting dark? Because like around this time it's getting dark at like 3 p.m 4 p.m.
Yeah, so I think it's probably about the time that you would be kicking out of school and starting to walk home. From your vantage point, you can see the sun dipping towards the horizon. It's definitely duskier and colder than it would be in the middle of the day.
Does it look like something that words? Does it look like something that just started, or like are we just now seeing it?
A little bit of both. It certainly looks like something that has not yet reached completion, but you don't notice it until you've got a little bit closer. There's a lot going on. It's taking you a while to take everything in.
Can I look for Dr. Raff's car?
Yeah, absolutely. Roll me investigation.
I should be good at that. What is my investigation?
Remember how you built this character to be good at that?
I built my character to do something. I have something in the way. Let me grab my character sheet. Everyone, please hold. Where? I haven't used alchemy in ages. Apologies, lads. Ah, yeah, this is the one where I would roll 8, but I'm only rolling 7 because I've got Mumu's Fear right now.
You love to take conditions. This is all on you.
I know. I can't help it.
You literally can't.
Oh my goodness. This is the game where it's not a success unless it's 6, right?
Correct. You need at least 1 6, but you can push the roll and you might have luck. Maybe
I'm going to
not
push the roll because my highest was a 5 there when I was rolling 7 dice. So I'll take another condition.
See, I told you, you can't help it.
I can't help it. I love it.
It's not the end of the world if you don't succeed. Actually, well, there is going to be consequences, but it's not the most important role that you're going to make this second, and that's all I'm going to say.
I've got 3 more shots. I can take all 4 conditions and break, baby.
Is there a way that I can help because I know potentially more what Dr. Raff's card looks like?
Yes, because you saw it on the street. Yeah,
I saw it, and yeah.
So roll 1 more d6. We'll say that Becky added 1 d6 to your roll.
Thank you, Becky.
Can I just start describing the card to you?
Yeah, you see Annabeth peering.
Perfect. I got 2 successes. So...
2?
Yes!
On 1 d6? That's amazing.
No,
you should only have rolled 1.
I'm taking the condition, you said.
No.
I got to reroll all of them.
Wait, hang on.
If Becky helps you, we'll say that Becky helped your original roll. So add 1 d6. Just roll 1
I
d6.
rerolled all of them, and I was seeking help on the second attempt.
Right. Well, hold on to that side roll. We'll say that if the help die doesn't get you a 6, then you would have taken the condition and re-rolled, and you would have got those 2 successes.
I got a 3.
Okay. Then you re-roll the entire thing. You take the condition. Which condition are you taking?
I am going to take. Oh, you know what would be fun? One I haven't had yet. I'm going to take injured.
How does that manifest?
I drift too far. I think I drift too far away from Mumu.
Ooh.
Like I stop and start. Like I see that, and I just go, "What are they doing?" And then I start looking around wildly for Dr. Raff's car. And I think that Mumu gets a little bit too far away from me. And like as I start to fall, and like I reach back out and like I'll grab whoever's closest to me.
I'm helping, so I'll grab them.
I love that. Yeah.
And like I think it is just something like, oh, we could do. Do we want to do a callback or do we want to do something new? I think there's just a little pop as my shoulder comes back out again. But not like all the way, but in a way where it's just like that is now
a little bit, yeah.
Something is not right there, and I am injured now.
Okay.
I grabbed the wrong arm in my haste to get you back.
You saved me.
But at what cost?
At what cost?
I did this to myself.
She loves to engage with mechanics.
Look,
is everything all right over there?
Yeah, it's fine.
You do spot Dr. Raff's car. You've got the questions, the typical questions that you can ask if you would like.
Hang on, I'm literally just pulling up the rulebook right now.
No worries. What is hidden here? Where is it? What does it mean? What has happened? How can I get into, out of, past something? What threats can I perceive? And where is it?
Oh, no.
Okay.
So you've got you get 2 and then an additional 1 for the additional success. So 3 of those questions.
I think I know the answer, but what does it mean?
Dr. Raff is here to try something really wild.
How can I get into the loop?
So looking down, you're approaching all the faster as this is happening. As you sort of fly right over the security, like the fencing and the gates and the traitorous third-party security team who have come in and taken all the jobs from local people, they don't even see you. Through the snow and the cold and the encroaching dark, nobody expects to see an alien creature with 4 school kids attached flying over their defenses. So, to all intents and purposes, you're already past. You're already in. But you would know... I think you would all know the layout of the loop in a general sense. You would know that there is a control center, and you can probably see that there are security guards moving throughout the complex, and it doesn't... From a bird's eye view, you can very easily piece together that is where they are heading. Security is on their way in 1s and 2s, and they're not running, but that's where they're heading to. So they're distracted, and if there was somewhere you wanted to be, you could quite easily use that to your advantage.
You just answered my 3rd question, so I
did like that.
I am going to... I am going to ask, what is hidden here and where is it?
What is hidden?
Because we know we need to be here.
Okay.
But there's something hiding that we need.
Yeah, there's something missing. So I'll wrap this up in an explanation of in a little narrative moment here. As you approach, I said earlier that Mumu would have been amenable to being steered anywhere. The closer you have gotten, the less that has been true. Mumu is now locked on. Mumu spotted the tear, or the beginnings of a tear, when you did. And even as you're looking for where to land, you quickly realize that Mumu's not interested in landing. Mumu is heading for this distortion in reality.
Oh, Mumu wants to take us with. Oh no!
I've got an away game soon. I can't.
When you say away, you're going really away.
No.
But what is hidden here is the means to make that happen. As you approach and as Mumu heads for it, she is distracted. You may be trying to get their attention and get them to set down somewhere, but they're listening to something that you can't hear.
Mm-hmm.
As they approach, Mumu finds himself rebuffed and cannot get closer. What is missing is something key, something in the settings of Dr. Raff's experiment that were in place back in the spring that he has not been able to replicate. He is missing something and he cannot open this door. The only place to find that is within the control center.
Right.
The place security is heading for.
Yeah.
So Darcy.
Right.
Has my lovely father, Mr. Reynolds, ever taken Jesse on a take your kid to work day? Will I know how to get to places? Not what necessarily they are, but just like it's like this way is this way is this, like kind of a walk and yeah.
So I don't think take your kid to work days were super a thing in the 80s, but also it was much less. I was literally talking to my mum about this, how she worked in a bar when I was little, and I would just go to work with her. Like, it wasn't an official thing, but it was understood. It was half term. She didn't have childcare. I just went and hung out in the hotel. I feel like people were a lot more accepting of things like that back in my day. And so there will almost certainly have been a time where, like, he had to pick you up from school, or you had to get a bus here and wait for him to finish his shift. And so you would know where the canteen is. He would possibly drop you there with a couple of 50p pieces to put in the coffee machine, or get a crunchy. One crunchy now, or a curly whirly.
Shame.
Oh, curly whirly.
Curly whirlies, man.
Well, Freddos was still 5p back then, so you could have gotten like 10 of them.
Yeah, right.
Incredible.
Halcyon days. So yeah, you would probably have been here. You would at least know your way to the canteen, and you could probably remember like that there are signposts that you could fairly easily follow to the control center.
Just to completely keep our options open, Dr. Raff's ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
That letter was like written from, and it had like a little like, I don't know,
Correct.
like an address or something like that.
It did.
Do we know where that is, or?
Let me look that up. It was lab 3A or something.
Kat, you've made the best decision. I want to do that one.
I'm thinking either Dr. Raff will have gone there because that's his like way in, and so we'll find Dr. Raff there. And if not, we can potentially be like, help with friends of Dr. Raff, please help us.
Oh yeah, because the note did say like he had some of the stuff.
He said he had some of
it.
the information. He said I can't send everything across. The rest is like here back in the loop, basically.
We're about to enlist his ex-boyfriend in this mission so hard.
I also did think that perhaps people might want to do that. Come like me.
Yeah. Kat,
Like, do we have some questions for you? Like, really? Dr. Raff? Really?
First of all, what were you thinking? Second of all,
he signed the letter to his ex-boyfriend, Dr. Peter Alexander, Math, Loop 001 Labs.
Loop 001 Labs. So that's a potential avenue. We could try to find.
I want to go that way.
As far as Taylor's concerned, that's the only avenue now.
Right. There are no more options. The only option is like, because security is headed that way. So we could do a distraction, but we've just come out of like a big distraction scene, and narratively that's not satisfying. You know what is narratively satisfying?
I was gonna say, do we know it? Yeah, I know, like, this is literally my character in distraction. What are you doing?
That's Annabeth. Annabeth is absolutely 100% thinking about when I write this
saying this to be clear. I'm saying this in character.
I will say this whole time Kimberly has had her eyes closed because she doesn't like being off the ground, and so this whole time she's going like, I'm going to be sick, I'm going to be sick, I'm going to be sick, but she's like no idea what's going on around her. So that's why she's not been saying anything.
I think Jessie has a hand on your shoulder, just like it's all right, it's all right, it's okay, it's all right.
Becky's next to you going.
There's nothing worse when you feel ill than somebody else really enjoying it.
Yeah. Open your eyes!
No!
We're not that high up.
Right, take a small peek, regret it instantly, close my eyes, go into fetal position as I fly.
Wait, would you feel more secure if you were on top of Mumu, so there was something solid beneath you?
I think it's too late. Where are we landing?
We're landing as close to lab 001 as possible.
Yeah, I guess the labs would not be like in the control center, right? They'd be like in a different section of the loop.
It's one big what is the word, like complex, and everything you can reach everything from within everything else, but yeah, they're definitely at separate ends.
I look for a suitable place for us to attempt to land that would provide a good amount of coverage to hide Mumu?
You can try that, yes.
Would that be an investigate roll?
I feel like that is the catch-all for things of this nature.
All right, let's have a little look and see.
I will say,
I have 2 successes.
Excellent.
Nice.
The same questions then would apply, and you would get 3 of them. What is hidden here? What does it mean? What has happened? How do I get into, out of, past it? What threats and where is it?
Okay, so I'm looking for somewhere to hide a bust-sized creature. So I guess my question would be, where is it? As in, where is the ideal hiding place for said creature?
So without like having a map in a specific location, to abstract the answer to that would be sort of the shadow of the line of sight of all the security agents who are heading to the control center. There is a side of the building where everybody is moving away from and landing there where people have left and are moving away from. That would be the quietest area.
I'd also say that Moo can go invisible. We just need to convince them to go invisible.
Yes. Well, that's my that was my thinking. Try to find a good-ish place to hide in case the invisibility thing doesn't work. But like, I was hoping that we could try to convince Moo to do that.
Blend in.
Sorry, please remind me of the other questions because I cannot get this thing to load up.
What is hidden here and where is it? What does it mean? What has happened here? How can I get into, out of, past something? What threats can I perceive and where is it? I will say that you've used where is it. I've got 2 more.
I suppose we only have a very vague idea of the kind of layout of this place. So where is it? As in, where is the lab that we're looking for, or the set of labs that we're looking for?
You can extrapolate that information by looking at where these people are heading. You can see people moving through corridors on the inside, like on the outside of the building that are lit up. You can see them moving in certain directions. You can see people moving from outhouses across courtyards and through like pathways in between buildings. You can kind of, from this view, see a general area where they're converging.
Okay. No, that's for the control center, right?
Yes, sorry. Were you asking about the lab?
I was asking about the lab. Does there seem to be a concentrated group of sciencey people in white overcoats?
Lab coats.
Yes, everywhere. Yeah.
A particular building. I don't know. I'm just.
They're having their Christmas party. They've all got hats on. Yeah.
I'm making this nonsense up. Edit that out.
It's all good. Difficult to give you an answer to that one.
That's fine. I appreciate that.
I could say that there is, as you're sort of, as Moo is doing these distraught loops around the loop, you go past the area where the car park is, like where people would pull in, and it has one of those big map signs like you would find on a large industrial estate, and it sort of generally marks out control center here, control room there, and the cooling towers over that way, and then laboratories. It doesn't say the specific laboratory, but the laboratories in general are in that area.
So I know that there's a map that should point me to where we go.
Yep.
Cool. I guess the only other question that I would like to ask, I feel like a lot of the questions that we wanted to ask were kind of covered by Taylor's investigate role. But the only other question I'm thinking is, besides the copious amount of security that seem to be heading towards the control center, what other threats might be here? Is there some like stray, is there like a dog or something that's just like
no, I get what you're asking. Anything secondary
might not have been noted because we're all focusing on security.
Yeah.
So
like
the two major threats, it's an excellent segue. The two major threats are these people on the ground. your major threat right now is this tear in the sky, or this attempt at a tear in the sky. This is, you have no idea what this is. You didn't see this. When Annabeth was crossing back from the toilet block in the spring, Annabeth saw the complete opening. Annabeth didn't see this beginning section, and so you've no idea if this is what it should look like. You've got no idea how it's going to react if things change, if Raph is trying different settings. Who knows, this could start exploding electricity, it could start shooting lightning bolts. You've got no idea how this thing is going to react. The major threat with that is Mumu is fixated on it.
And wants to go towards
it. And is getting more and more upset by the second that he cannot reach it. So you need to find a way to calm Mumu down and get her on the ground.
Yeah.
I will say for Kat and Taylor, remember to take a +1 die on any roll that you now make using any of the information you've got from those 2 rolls.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
I feel like our best bet to calming Mumu is probably through the connection. Or we need to calm Mumu and get her to land first. So maybe someone could be in.
Can I, when Mumu was small,
Yes.
when Mumu was small, Jessie played ballads for them when they were in class. Can I like sidle up close, kind of like hanging on to Mumu and try to like hum or just mouth one of the ballads?
Yeah.
Perfect.
When they were tiny.
For sure you can. Of course you can.
Cool.
It's going to be a charm roll.
Okay.
This is an element of rolling that I personally haven't used before. Mumu has a condition. Mumu is upset too. I believe that means, I'm trying to look it up, I believe that means you need 3 successes. Because any attempt that you make, it's basically a disadvantage. Mumu needs to be calmed down so much that you need 3 successes. Go ahead, Annabeth, while I find that.
Can we help?
Of course you can help.
Okay. The way that I would like to help is I hear Jessie starting to sing. And I close my eyes and put my hand on Mumu. And I remember every time Jessie has ever sung a song that I liked. And just close my eyes as well. And that feeling of calmness and security and like joy. And like everything is gonna be okay. I just want to pass that along and amplify what Jessie is doing.
Yep.
I think Kimberly will do the same thing. That same again, eyes closed, like just waving out, and then just finds Mumu's side, and is thinking about football chants and how when people sing in the stadium, they come together as one, and that sort of teamwork, and that everyone's there in a special moment, and just thinks about all the time that she's been there with her friends and stuff like that. And while she doesn't know the lyrics to anything that Jessie is currently singing, just like, just like bum, bum, bum. Just like generally just sort of like just like I'm trying to get that same sort of thing, but from her point of view, that music can connect us all and calm us and join us together as one team.
Yeah, for sure.
You're a mute, Cat, sorry.
I think Becky's gonna join in, but instead of thinking about music, I think she's gonna put her hand on Mumu's side, and she's going to remember one of the times in her life that she felt like most frustrated and most impatient is probably when her mother died, and she was impatient for things to kind of go back to the way they were, or to get her back in some way, or because her father went downhill very, very quickly. And I think that the thing she remembers most, especially when she would go and visit her auntie is that she was always told to give it time and to be patient, and that things would get better eventually. And I think that is what she's going to try to channel to Moo, is just that we need just a little patience, we just need a little bit of time, and then you will get what you want.
You guys have already got me choking up. Stop it. So Jesse, when you roll, you can add 3d6 from your friends coming together to help you. Okay. You're all tied to the consequences if Jesse fails. But I found it finally. Mm-hmm. Upset 2 means you need 2 successes.
Okay. So my charm was 7. That's a start.
Pretty good.
And then -1 for my condition would put it at 6, but then +3 puts it at 9.
9.
I mean, I don't have a good. Hold on.
Have you pep talked the dice?
Come back. That doesn't count. Dropped out of my hand. Please. 9 of you here.
Noise is so good.
That was a strong landing.
It's 1 success.
Okay.
You can push.
I'm
you got
gonna
luck?
push. I don't have luck.
Hang on. Are you trying to tell me that in this moment Jesse is not using their special item?
The boombox.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, I am. Yes.
Holding it.
Extra d6. Just right now roll 1d6 to add to that first roll.
Okay. No.
That would have been killer.
That would have been.
It would. It would have been. The dice don't like me that much. I'll push.
Wait, can you use your pride at all? What's your pride?
I'm very good at music.
Bum bum bum.
Hang on, is using your pride an extra d6 or is it an auto success?
Auto success.
It's an auto success.
That would make it the 2 success.
That would immediately bring you to 2.
It works.
Yes.
Yeah.
You did it.
Oh my god, I can't believe I rolled
So good.
9 dice and I got 1 success.
That is so unlucky, dude.
I'm shocked.
I think it's gonna work out when it counts. It's gonna work out when it counts.
That was pretty. I mean, that's a pretty epic moment. The 4 of you holding on to this creature, and suddenly Jesse's boombox is out, and they're singing along, and Kimberly is inexplicably singing a different song, but you are all coming together. And I think the effect is that Mumu calms for a moment and is more present with you here and now. And as you begin to sort of try and telepathically tell her and urge her to go and land on the ground, as she begins to descend, if you're all touching her, you'll feel this deep vibration as all of a sudden Mumu is humming along with you.
So good.
The question is she humming the football chant? Or
No.
is she
No, we all know she's humming Jesse's song because that's cooler. But I changed my tune. So
I really want Mumu to be singing Sweet Caroline though. I just
You land, you touch down on the ground that is becoming icier by the minute. These snowflakes are falling around and beginning to lay. And there's just a moment as like the song ends and you all exhale, and Mumu is, you can still feel upset, is still very aware of the thing that is happening above her head. She just seems to take a breath for a moment, closes her eyes, reopens them. And then begins to toddle off.
I go and I put myself in front of Mumu so Mumu can't move any further.
I mean, that's adorable. Mumu
Like,
is
no,
way
like,
bigger
I,
than
like,
you.
I did, like,
Trampled you.
like, I did, like, Mumu's gonna stop for me. Mumu's not gonna trample me. Like, I don't think I can physically stop, like, because there's a reason I didn't, like, grab. There's a reason I moved to block.
Yeah, and for a moment there's a brief sort of fuzz of frustration of, no, come on, we've got to go. Like, I'm gonna not pay attention up there, but if there's something we have to do down here to get there, then that's what I want to do.
We're gonna get there, buddy. You gotta go invisible now.
And just a sudden flurry of snow cuts through the space where Mumu had been. The light is refracted. You can see a vague shimmery outline because you know Mumu is there. But then there is nothing but the footprints in the snowy ground.
Good job, Mumu. And I look up and I kind of look to the others. Labs?
Yes. I'm looking around for that map.
That was sort of back at the car park, but you got a good enough look at it that you can see where you've landed and navigate from there. So yeah, we'll say that you can very easily head in that direction. What I will ask for is from everybody either a sneak or a move, your choice, to get there undetected and without causing, like, tripping any alarms or bumping into any doors.
Sneak, baby.
Sneak it, baby.
Can I try to Oh, that's trouble, isn't it?
This is all trouble, baby.
No, I was thinking of maybe doing a lead roll so people could have extra die, but honestly, I don't know about my die right now. Let me leave it alone.
They're being temperamental. Give them time to warm up.
1 success for Kimberly.
Excellent.
I also have 1 success.
Perfect.
A big fat 0 from me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Seeing as I'm using information, could I roll an extra die and see if I can?
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay.
We'll say you can roll the extra die as well, Taylor.
Real? Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
The +1 from your information.
It was a I got 3 4s.
There was no success for me from that dice.
Cool. So two people with success and 2 people without.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You get what you want, but I love a butt.
Bring
Remember
it.
that?
Let's go.
Taylor's like, I'm not scared of you. Yeah, okay, let's go.
Oh no, I am scared of you. That's why I'm asking for you to bring it.
Let's get it over with.
Dust
You make
gets
your
me.
way around the outside of the buildings, and you reach a corner, and you can look around, and you can see some big double doors ahead of you, built into sort of the corner where these 2 buildings meet. And inside you can see brightly lit hallways. You can see sort of sterile furniture, white painted walls. There are 3 corridors that you can see. One is going directly away from you. There's one to the left and one to the right. The left corridor, the bottom half of the walls are painted red, and you can see directly on the corner is a big 001. The corridor going away from you is painted in yellow, and you can see 002. And to the right is blue, 003. As you realize that you've reached the entrance to your destination, there is an almighty crack from above you. There is an expulsion of energy. A purple light washes over all of you. And you know that purple light. You know without even looking up that Raph has done something. And something has changed above you.
Oh, we're running out of time.
Becky kind of just says, "Be careful. We don't know what if he's struggling to replicate what he did before. We don't know how dangerous it is."
Right. Well, then we push on. And Annabeth strides up to the door. Is it like one of those doors that has like the glass windows that you can look inside?
Yeah.
I look through the window. is there anyone in? I'm not trying to be sneaky. We're here now. I'm locked in.
Yeah, no, you can't see anybody in the corridors. No.
No, as in looking through the door, like to the lab.
Oh, so the outer door has those windows that you can see those 3 corridors from the outside. If you want to go in and head down the red corridor and start looking in individual labs, not a problem.
That's what. Yeah.
Cool. It was lab 3, wasn't it? Lab
1. 001.
Oh, 1.
Yeah.
1. Okay.
Go ahead.
I was just wondering how much like a hospital this is, and like are there like PA systems up in like the corners?
Yeah, hospital is very the imagery that is in my head. Yeah, I think there would be a PA system for sure.
We don't have any techie kids who could hotwire a PA system.
I'm not techie, no.
No, you do robotics. No, we're just gonna have to keep looking. But let's
keep looking, and then if need be, we can cause chaos as one does.
You're so good at causing chaos.
Chaos is my middle name.
So I'm add it to the list of middle names.
Yep.
I'm not going to put any more obstacles in your way because you've rolled the rolls and you've done the work to get here and find this place. I'm going to say that as you make your way down that corridor, you are able to peek into individual laboratories with the windows on, and eventually you come to a lab. Occasionally they have like little plaques, nameplates. And you come to one that says Dr. Peter Alexander. You can see the light is on inside, and you can hear electrical sounds, movement, the clinking of glasses and beakers. Somebody's working inside.
Oh, he's in there. Okay. No, this is good. This is good.
I looked at the others. Any ideas?
I mean, it's polite to knock.
The sky is exploding outside, and I open the door.
You make your way inside, and you see quite a large lab. The stereotypical lab that you would think: white surfaces, chrome metal, equipment, instruments, glassware, giant chalkboards and whiteboards with baffling equations written all over them. A distinctive smell, an acidic, acrid smell. And one man working alone. He's tall, fairly fit, lithe, a Mediterranean look to him, like nice tan skin, slick back black hair. A little bit of salt and pepper. Yeah, a little bit of salt and pepper in the temples, like where it's distinguished.
No.
And he chose Dr. Braff. Right, we're gonna have to have a conversation after this.
I'm gonna get them back together, and then I'm gonna ask him to rethink his choices.
You can't call me out like this, Daddy.
That's what I live to do. You make it so easy. He doesn't look up as you enter. He's engrossed in some work. He's like tipping potions into. He's doing science. I don't know.
Potions.
I'm not a science gay. I don't know.
Wait, are we in fantasy now?
We
We've gone through a portal.
All science is potions, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh no, that is actually true.
Sometimes.
He's
Probably just
aware of like what's going
making
on
a dilution
outside.
or something.
He doesn't appear aware of it. No, he seems very kind of locked in on what he's doing.
Okay.
Dr. Alexander.
What? What on earth? What?
Just 4 children.
Teenagers.
Okay. Yeah.
What on? Who are you? What are you doing here?
Long story, short form. Dr. Raff is here. He needs your help. The notes that you kept from the things, because he needs to open the sky again, so that a large creature can go through. Please, do you have them, and do you know how to get to the control center so we can help him?
Okay, that was a lot. Daniel's here. Why is Daniel here?
To open the sky. That was sentence 2.
But it's a very strange sentence. What he...
So back in the spring,
I
Like in
am
the
aware
spring.
of the experiment. I'm aware of how badly it went. Why is he
It
here to
didn't go
try
bad.
again? It did
didn't
for
go
him.
bad.
It cost him his job.
Dr.
Yes.
Peter, I'm going to open up my sketchbook with a picture of Moo, where I've been drawing Moo, and I'm saying, we need your help to send them home.
That's the creature?
Yes. It left something behind, and now the what was left behind needs to go home.
And Daniel is trying to make that happen?
Yes.
He doesn't have all of his notes though. We know that you have the rest.
Yes, I do.
He's messing it up out there, and things are getting bad.
Daniel. I don't understand why he's doing this.
Because he's
okay.
a good guy. And we asked him to. And frankly, we need more good guys and people in the world, and Moomy needs to go home now. Please?
Yeah, he is a good guy. Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
the sky is actually imploding, and I think we all need you to person up right now, okay?
Gosh, there's going to be an awful lot to unpack after this.
Yep.
His notes. Okay. That experiment's ruined. Never mind. And he scuttles to the other end of the room. He begins opening drawers and throwing things around, trying to find what he's looking for. He's muttering under his breath the entire time, trying to come to terms with all this information that you've unloaded on him. I was going to make you roll until you said Daniel Raff is a good guy.
Now, hang on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
The sky is literally imploding.
Like Annabeth has like kind of shrunk in the back and is like stroking the air where Mumu is and like biting her lip as everyone's like, Daniel Raff's a good guy, you gotta help out, and she's just like, no, it's not the time.
Listen, I empathized with his tape a couple months ago. It's all right.
You saw into his soul.
A little shouty. He's got some anger. He can work through it.
Well, yes, I can certainly attest to that. We'll deal with all of that later. How did he even get in here?
Probably not very legally, because all the security is headed towards the control center.
Oh yeah,
gosh.
He might be in trouble.
He's going to be in enormous trouble. Yes, absolutely. These CHN security people are absolutely dreadful. Okay, yes, here it is. Here's the notebook. And he pulls out like a moleskin notebook that is just bursting with stuck in sheafs of paper and pictures and things, and you can see it's been very well used. I'd like to come with you, if that's okay.
Please.
Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna need your security clearance. Let's go.
Where is he?
In the control center.
Control center?
He's in the control center. Okay. I have no idea how he got there. He's going to be in so much trouble. Okay, let's go. Yes, if the sky is imploding, let's go.
Everyone is actually going to the control center right now.
If we could go like a slightly different way.
Yeah, do you know like a back alley route or something?
I know the fastest way. I've worked here for many years.
Amazing.
That one.
Let's do that. Yes. Okay. And he sort of brushes past you. He's still holding onto the notebook and continues to mutter to himself. Isn't really waiting for you at this point. Is just aware that Daniel's in the building. It is in masses of trouble. So he's going to go and do what he can.
That went well.
Annabeth just mutters something like the power of love and like and is like right on the heels of Dr. Alexander.
I don't think that song was out in 1988, but now I must know.
No, not as in a reference to the song.
I don't care.
I think it's important.
It was only 1984. Let's go.
It's out. Never mind.
Imagine it playing in the soundtrack.
I
can't put it in the soundtrack for obvious reasons, but if everyone could just imagine that playing as Peter Alexander walks out of this room, that would be phenomenal.
If everyone could just pause the live stream, go to YouTube, type in the song, listen to the song, and then come back here and unpause the stream.
No, leave it in the background throughout this scene. I'm literally doing exactly that. Okay.
That's so funny.
You make your way through the building, through the red corridors to a place where it terminates and becomes a purple corridor, to a place where you pass through what looks to be like a janitorial area, and you cut through into a larger room. There's a reception desk. You move on further. You can hear voices now. You can hear chaos. And he turns to you and he says, it's just around here.
Are we gonna get seen?
It certainly sounds like it.
They're probably not going to let us in, right?
I wouldn't have thought so, no. But they'll probably be trying to get him out. It sounds pretty chaotic. I might be able to distract the security.
What about Mumu? And I kind of look to the kids.
So you remember the creature that I mentioned?
That I showed you.
Home?
It's called Mumu.
Yes. And also it is here.
Where?
As in it's been walking with us the whole time.
Right here. And then Jessie puts a hand out and then it just stops.
It's just like the shape of the hallway has suddenly realized there is a Mumu shape around it, like all the coats on the things just like around it. Yeah.
As you say that, you can tell Mumu is moving forward and a water cooler just falls over and just walks past and spills water everywhere.
It's been happening this whole way, but he was so locked in.
Yep.
There's just a trail of destruction.
Is it time to split up?
Look for clothes.
No, I think I'll take a step back and go. Look, I know my life path is maybe different to the three of you. I've already committed to a life of crime.
Kimberly, no.
No, Annabeth, I have to do this. If I can give you a couple of seconds. No, if I can give you a couple
Kimberly,
of
the
seconds.
League.
Yeah, I know.
Kimberly, your last match of the year.
You know what? Maybe football isn't everything, but maybe this is more important than anything else in the world. I could give you at least 30 seconds, possibly less. Just I can go and be Team Distraction Force, but just remember me as this and not as Kimberly behind bars.
Kimberly,
There has to be a better way.
No, I think this is the only way.
Kimberly, I can't let you do this.
No,
What
you have to.
on earth is going on?
I think Becky's gonna step forward and take Kimberly's hand and say,
I grab Jessie's arm.
it's gonna take Kimberly's hand and it's gonna say, the whole point of Team Distraction Force is it's a team.
Let's do it together, team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will look to Jessie and Annabeth and Dr. Peter and I go, good luck, team. And I'm going to pull Becky and we're going to go do Team Distraction Force.
We're going to go do some kind of Team Distraction Force.
No.
Oh my god.
What I meant.
Oh my god.
Are we committed?
No,
on,
you said it. You've committed. So I'm not gonna. I'll tell you after the session what I thought was gonna happen, but I can't stop this. The only person that can stop this is the person in the chair. Darcy.
I can't. You think I have control of you?
Yes. Yes, I do. It's your world. We're just playing in it.
No, absolutely not. I disavow all of this. No. Let me ask a clarification then. Who is going where?
Okay.
Let's give Ren a second.
I do have a plan. I do have a thought of a plan of how we could implement a Team Distraction Force. And it goes back to the roots of Becky knowing that most adults think that she's a foolish child who doesn't know anything. I propose that we go to the security team and we show them a picture of Mumu and we say that we've seen a creature that looks just like that running around in
Out.
a completely different
direction. Yep.
And we try to convince them that we've been looking after this creature and it's got out of our control and we need help in calming this creature, and you're not going to hurt it, right? You're just going to help us and it's our friend and all of this. This is what Becky's plan is.
This was amazing. We are mind melding. I was thinking very similar thoughts.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What are Annabeth and Jessie doing in the meantime?
We are.
Were you heading outside, or are you staying to help with this to sneak past during this distraction?
Yeah, we gotta help Dr. Raff.
I mean, I feel like a good, like, we could probably get away most of the security force.
Yeah.
If any stay behind, then perhaps Daniel Raff's ex could, like, take over and do some more distracting while you guys sneak in to Daniel Raff.
We have to get out of sight for this to work.
You can do that. Peter Alexander will tell you that, like, the control, because it's a control center, because it's a central hub, there's a couple of entrances and exits.
Oh, so can we sneak around to another one then while they're doing this?
Yeah, let's say you can hear the majority of the chaos is coming from one side of the building. Sorry, one side of the. Imagine the building has a central room, which is the control center, and there's like corridors all around the four sides. You can hear a lot of the chaos coming from one particular side. I'm not saying that there are no security agents anywhere else. I'm just saying that seems to be where the focus of things is.
Okay. So I guess we start rotating with Moo round to a different set of doors. Like, I start to walk away, and then I turn and I run back and I give Becky a squeezy hug.
I give Annabeth the biggest squeeze back, and then I look at where Moo is, and I say, if I don't get to see you again, I hope that you find your mum. And I'm gonna miss you. Thank you for helping me find out what flying feels like. And I'm gonna give a big squeezy hug to where Moo is, because I don't know at this point. Becky's pretty sure that she might not see or get to say goodbye. So, and she's okay because she's dealt with that before. So.
Oh no.
So she knows how to handle that.
Yes, say goodbye to the life you once knew, Becky, and join me in this life of crime.
I think as Becky is having a moment with Moo, Jessie is gonna come up to Kimberly. Is gonna extend an arm to give you like an arm clasp.
Heck yeah.
Just like, I'll see you in prison.
What? Are you visiting me? Anyway, let's go.
I'll let you guys tell me what's happening. Who is heading where, and what are you doing? Where would you like Peter Alexander to go?
I'm not ready.
I feel like Peter Alexander needs to stay with Annabeth and Jessie just for a moment, just to see what Team Distraction Force can do, what we manage. And then we go from there. I don't know. What do you think?
No, we'll take him with us.
Yeah.
You two have to do this alone.
Not all heroes wear capes. I understand. Right.
Some of them wear football shirts.
Some of them wear cleats. Yeah, fairy wings. All right. So, as you sort of described, is sort of an area where there's lots of people sort of going to or anything like that. They're sort of congregating. I wonder, and I'm sure Becky can chip in on this as well. But tell us if we can't do this, Darcy. There's this talk. The security guards are all talking together, and suddenly there is like a tap on one of their sort of like sleeves, like a pull. They turn around, they see a ginger kid in glasses and a moustache. I'll be like, you got to help us. There's like a monster that's running around outside, and then Becky's there as well.
I feel like
where you come from?
Becky. Okay. If we're leaning into this, if we're leaning into disguises, I feel like Becky has got some cardboard from her bag, from her sketchbook, and she's like got her scissors out, and she's just quickly made herself a pair of glasses. See out, and she just like popped them on. She's taken her hair out of her usual thing, and she's put it in like a bun, like, because she knows that that's what like older people tend to wear their hair as, is like a very sophisticated looking bun. So she's tried to do that. She's tucked her shirt in. Because apparently we're going into this trying to look as adult and as not ourselves as possible.
Debatable.
Nobody said we did it well. And she's just got this like absolute like panicked expression on her face. And she kind of joins in and she says, we thought we could control it, but we can't. It's. Remind me, what's the furthest thing away from here?
The furthest thing from here is probably.
I would have seen on that map. Still in loop grounds, but like.
Yeah, let's say there's like an administrative building, and that's the furthest away from control.
It's over by where they do all the paperwork and everything. It's running absolute rampage.
Ooh, paperwork, boo. And they.
Oh my goodness, no! I know exactly what Becky's done as well. She's got some red paint out, and she's just like, squished it all over herself to make it look like she's got, like,
it's also biting
like,
people.
It's going wild. I don't know what's wrong. At first it seemed calm and gentle, and then it's something to do with the sky cracked, and then suddenly it just is trying to attack everything.
So many teeth.
We're just basically like hamming this.
Yeah. You definitely are. You definitely are.
We're not answering any of their questions.
No.
Perfect. So this entire process is going to be extended trouble. I believe it is the whole not just this is a contributing role that you guys are making.
Yeah.
We're not going to make you roll out a really granular and you say this, roll this. No, the entire process of helping Dr. Raff is extended trouble. So you guys, I'm just going to double check extended trouble with a difficulty of twice the number of players. So you're at 8 successes all told.
Okay.
Nice and easy.
And is it the case that if we get half, then we can take
conditions?
Yes. Things to. Okay, cool.
So one of you is making a roll for this. Who is making it, and what attribute?
Okay.
I will allow one of you to help the other and gain a d6 because you are obviously helping boost each other's stories.
So I was also gonna say, like, I'm using my sketch pad to like show them pictures of the creature.
Yep.
And would that add a d6?
Is that your item?
That's my item. My special item. Yeah.
If you roll,
Okay. Well, what do we think is a good?
Well, let's eliminate things that aren't good. So let's see.
I feel
think
like it's
force.
the things that we're normally good at.
Yeah, force not good. Move, a good move them.
That would be different.
Yep. Calculate. Program.
I think it's probably a charm.
I feel like it's going to be either.
I think it's a charm.
Yeah, I don't think we could even go with empathize, really, could we? Because that's trying to. It's going to be charm. Charm. I'll be real with you. Not my strong point.
Are you kidding me? Okay, I can do charm. I've got.
No,
I think I've got 5 in charm.
What is it? Not your strong point either.
No, I've got 5 in charm. Weirdly.
Okay. I've got 4.
I'm endearing. Okay.
But one of you is going to add, whoever rolls, you're going to add 1 for help from the other person, and if
Yep.
Becky rolls, you can add 1 from
An
your
additional
steadfast.
1. So
Yeah.
you will get.
Okay,
If we're doing, hang on, team huddle. If we were doing this,
Flashback to the team huddle.
if you do this, then you'll get more. But it's up to you. I'm happy to give it a go.
Shall I just roll it? Or do I get? Oh no, I've already used the D6 for using the information, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I would roll 6, and you would roll 5. Is that what?
So based. Hang on. Above the table, I've got 5, and I would get a D6 for you helping me. But if it's the other way round, so that in total would be 6 for me. It sounds like you've got 4. With a help from me, that will be 5, and then you've got your item, which will be 6. So you would technically be rolling 1 more. But I'm happy either way. I'm not, what do we think story-wise would work best? I think that's what we're trying to say here.
Yeah.
And beneath the table. Oh.
I feel like story-wise, it makes sense maybe for Kimberly to be leading like this final team distraction force, to be honest, and for Becky to be supporting on the side. So I'm happy to lend aid in this matter.
Final above the table point. Whichever one of you doesn't roll, you will still need to contribute to the extended trouble.
That's fine.
So like do something else.
Yeah. But it may not involve.
Do you
this
have
scenario.
another idea about what you could do?
It may be in response to a situation that has not yet arisen. Things are going to change quite quickly here.
I can maybe keep that in the back pocket and see if something
Yeah, don't worry. Worst case scenario, I'll just kick someone in the shins and be taken off. But I will roll now. I'm going to roll 6. 1 success.
That'll do.
1 success.
1 success. Let me start my little professional extended trouble tracker.
You should have seen it. Meki was like trying to say, no, stop, small creature. And it got bigger and bigger. And then, it hurt her so badly. She's covered in blood.
So yeah, when you've approached, there are like, let's say 4 security guards standing around this door. They are talking to each other, talking through the door, shouting through the door. Occasionally one of them is trying to put his whole shoulder behind the door and shove it open, but you can see through the glass windows that you can see Daniel Raff is in there. You can see him surrounded by chaos, whizzing between machines, turning dials, pulling levers, altering inputs, trying to make something happen. And he has barricaded himself in. You can see the other entrances to this area. He's done a similar thing. The 4 security guards who are here, they're on their radios. They're talking to all the others that you saw kind of congregating towards this area. They're not here yet. It seems like you've got here just in time. The 4 that you were talking to are absolutely thrown by your presence at all. Why are there children here? Why are they wearing very obvious fake disguises? That one's covered in red blood, and you see them react. You see they know that strange things can happen at the loop. They know who Dr. Raff is and that he's been involved in trouble things before. I'm going to say that 3 of them jump on their walkies, say that they're moving out, are trying to redirect other people as well, so that will come in handy. And the 3 of them run back the way that you came and start heading outside, shouting instructions, getting their equipment ready, and attempting to go and tackle an alien monster. The one that remains is still in front of the door, trying to break it open. Who's got something else to contribute?
Do you want to cut to us so that way?
Yeah, I'm ready to respond to if something goes very wrong, perhaps.
Good thinking.
Okay, so we have Dr. Alexander, and we were moving around to one of the other entrances. As we do we see any that are completely unguarded, or is it just like there's like one? Okay.
Yeah, like I say, not everybody had reached this area yet. You could see that they were like 5-10 minutes away. So because of Mumu's speed, you have managed to get here before full reinforcements. So the next door that you come to, the next one along, there isn't anybody there.
All right, but he's barricaded himself inside.
Yeah.
Can he hear? Can you talk to him?
You try.
I guess Jesse will go up and try to talk to Daniel Raff through this barricade.
Sure.
Dr. Raff, if you can hear me, we have Dr. Alexander out here with us. We have your notes. We know what you're trying to do. We're here to help.
It takes him a minute. You might have to repeat yourselves a couple of times and bang on the door, bang on the glass. He's locked in. He is frantic. His hair is all in disarray. When he looks up, he doesn't look at you two. He looks directly at Peter. And you can hear him, even amongst like the shouting, which has now died down, you can hear that the people have moved off from the other side of the room. You hear him just quietly say, Peter, I'm sorry. I'm trying to fix it. I've made such a mess and I'm trying to fix it. And then he looks at you two.
Hi again. Yeah, we have the question. I understand. We're helping.
I will accept any help I can get right now. Yeah, okay. He like fiddles with the last few dials, trying to stabilize things before he moves over to the door, heaves away an enormous filing cabinet that he had dropped in front of the door. Isn't able to move it completely, but is able to allow the door to open enough for you three to scuttle in.
Mumu's not inside.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be difficult for you to get Mumu into this room.
I want to stick my head in. Is there a skylight in here?
No.
I'm gonna take Jesse's hand, give it a squeeze. You can do this. And I'm going to shut the door and I'm gonna lock myself out with Mumu and begin moving Mumu towards an exit and praying.
I will say there is an exit fairly close to you. This is the other side of the building, and you can escape from here fairly quickly. If you all do this quickly enough, you can get out to being within sight of the rift, should it open, before anybody else arrives. So, as a slight metagame thing, you can stay and contribute to this part of the extended trouble before you have to leave to go outside.
I don't know what I can offer here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna conceal myself in the hallway, by the door. So if Jesse calls, I will come.
Okay.
But I'm primed to go out.
Okay. If you don't contribute, that means between the remaining 2 players, 2 rolls, you need 7 successes.
All right, fine. Let's retcon that.
No problem.
I'll go inside.
Okay. Mumu will be safe.
As long as Mumu is safe.
Mumu will be safe.
Like, I don't want people to start messing with Mumu in the hallway. Is the thing. But okay, fine.
I will give you a heads up if people start approaching. If you fail rolls, there's going to be consequences. I will stack it. The first consequence will not be they recapture Mumu. That's not fun. The first consequence will be more security arrives. And at that point, I'll let you react to get Mumu out.
Fantastic. In that case, retcon all of that.
Not a problem. Happy to do metagaming if it makes for a more set as everybody's happier at what we're doing.
Okay.
So, Mumu is in the corridor. You guys are all inside. Daniel Raff is distraught. You can see he's tried everything. He's made a complete mess of the area. And he looks to you all and he says, "There's something missing. There's something different. I don't know what I'm missing. I didn't curse my past self. I didn't make good enough notes. I don't know exactly what I did, and I can't replicate it. There's something missing, and I don't know what.
Okay.
Well, we have the smartest teen in school here, so I'm sure I can figure something out.
Oh, that's me. Okay.
Yes, it's you.
Pretty sure Jesse was talking about Kimberly, actually.
Yeah, I thought Jesse was gonna come in and fix this part.
He begins talking to Dr. Alexander. He begins trying to relate what he did, and so much of it is over your head. So much of it is jargon and deep theoretical science that, as advanced as you are in your understanding, it's the stuff that Nobel Prizes are made of. He begins to explain it to Dr. Alexander, and he begins moving to different machinery, and he's pointing and he's saying, and this is what I used to reverse it, but now it's more locked in and I can't get a wider broadband sort of view of it. He begins sort of saying to you guys, if you adjust that, perhaps we can get it high enough that it will break through the resistance. He's sort of giving you some instructions, but unless you find a different way to engage with it or to make him explain himself more clearly, you're going to struggle to do as he asks.
Oh. Taylor's brain.
Can I... Wait, what is the... I have a cheat sheet. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what the things are.
Do you want some suggestions?
Understand person. Understand person, empathize.
I love that.
Can I try to get him to think back to when he is teaching children in school?
Incredible.
It's like, Dr. Raff, I hear what you're saying, but I am a child. You need to talk to me on this level, please.
Okay. Go on then. Yeah, we can make that an empathize. We might have to... We're playing fast and loose with all the rules here, because that's what we do.
If you have a different one, I can...
I think maybe the other one that I would suggest that isn't a million miles away, because I appreciate you may have chosen that one because you're decent at it. I don't want to be like, do something completely different that you're rubbish at. You must tinker. Another mind skill might be comprehend. To have that conversation and say, I cannot understand, help me understand.
Okay.
And then roll to be able to understand the change in him.
Not that strong.
Do you want me to do it?
Sure. What's your mind?
5.
Big brain.
I see Jesse going for that, and I step in between Dr. Raff and Dr. Alexander and look directly at Dr. Raff.
And I think that's the first time you've done so since you entered the room, and it's probably the first time that he's fully clocked you.
I pull out my fanfiction notebook and I look at him. You did this in the spring. It is no longer spring, and the world is different. But we are still the same. We don't understand you. I need you to slow down and explain it to me in a way that I can take notes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Roll comprehend.
Okay. Because I pulled out my notebook, do I get an extra?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Only 1 6.
Okay.
It's something.
That's all that you really need.
Not rolling enough.
It's okay.
One success. He begins to try and explain in very small words. It's still... I'm not going to do techno babble about how to create a portal. You kind of start to... It starts with the magnitude effect. Everything starts with the magnitude effect. And he is kind of able to guide you through a pathway of manipulating the magnitude effect, of changing the power levels, of sending it elsewhere, of finding that it has been passed off to different areas. You remember reading in those notes that they first discovered the possibility of these other dimensions because the power was disappearing and they didn't know where it was going. It was a case of following that power, of setting up sensors to try and follow it and track it, and then bring it back. And it was somewhere in that process of redirecting the energy back to the loop that caused that tear to happen. It makes slightly more sense. There's still a lot of equipment here that you've never seen before, but some things slot into place a little bit, and you feel like you can begin to help him slightly more. The other thing I will say, you sparked something in his head with, you did this in the spring, it's not spring anymore. And as he begins talking to you about it, you can see that he is now realizing there are variables I haven't taken into account. And he says out loud, he says to Peter and to you, the temperature is different. We need more energy. We need to generate more energy to account for the loss in the thermal. And they begin working together to try and generate that energy.
I look to Jesse.
The slow blink.
It's like,
You're up, buddy.
I'm up. If Annabeth understands the things that I don't, can Annabeth just tell me what to do?
We need more energy. Ideally, Kimberly would start a big fire, but we're not at that point anymore. But you know enough that you could help create more energy.
Very possibly.
You can do this.
Okay.
I will also just give the opportunity, if you're unsure of what to do here, to throw back out to the two outside. Now that you only have one person in the way, you can see that they've got in. The other security guard can see it as well, but you can see that they're in, that they're making progress. Mm-hmm. You may decide to go and join them, try and help through the window somehow.
So I mean, I was kind of waiting to see if something went particularly wrong, but I also was wondering whether it could be worth me sneaking off while Team Destruction Force via Kimberly is in full swing, just basically like melding to kind of behind the security team that are running and then vibing off on my own. Okay, so my pride is that I view the world a bit differently, and even though I can see them making progress, perhaps I can also understand that something just still doesn't feel right, like the energy is off. It doesn't feel like the same magic that happened on that night in the spring. And I wondered if I could see something that might that maybe I could get the kind of same-ish conclusion of like perhaps something needs to change. It's more than just science, it's more than just algorithms, like something in the vibes, I guess, in the energy, but in the energy in the way that Auntie would talk about.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'm appreciating that it's a stretch. But
no. I can sort of see a path to it, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of where, like, I'm going with this idea. I'm happy also to wait for Ren if Ren has an idea or something that Ren wants to do. just to see if what Ren achieves, but that's what my thoughts were, if nothing else.
I think okay, go with me on this.
Let's go.
It's not that exciting. I think Jesse, when Annabeth says they need to generate more energy, he starts to think about more amplifiers, amplification. Okay. And he starts to look at all of these levers and buttons like it's a mixing board now.
Love it.
There we go.
It's
Yeah.
like, I don't understand this, but I understand that. It's not that different. And so
Just basically the same.
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
So I'm going to I don't know what you'd want me to roll for it, but I'm listening to these two have a conversation in the background about the things that they need, and I'm just like, okay, I got it. I might not got it, but Jesse thinks they got it.
Okay. So the obvious one is probably a tinker or a program.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All of the tech skills, basically. Tinker or a program or a calculate.
Okay.
I would accept a lead role.
Yeah.
Or possibly... Yeah, I think those are the ones that would suit best.
Tinker, program, calculate, or lead. My program is 4. My lead would be 5. Okay. I'll do lead.
Yeah.
I'll do lead, and I'm gonna try to remember the moment when I was scared in that health spa. Annabeth held onto my hand. And I'm gonna pretend that Annabeth is holding my hand through this right now.
Are you gonna take one of your automatic successes for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Take that off right away.
Thank you. Oh, Jesus. Okay. That was a success. The one that ran away.
Incredible.
So that's 2 successes.
2. Let's go.
Nice. Well done.
You're at 5. Okay. You also, doing a lead roll, you generate that pool of dice that others can use. And we're going to say that pool exists for the rest of this episode, basically. There are 4 dice in that pool that people can add. So Becky will be able to add that to the final roll. And then for the next part as well, they'll be available. You tune in to what is being said, and before you know it, you're barking orders to Daniel Raff and Peter Alexander. You're asking questions in ways that are making them think, just like Annabeth did. You're helping guide them to a way of explaining what is going on, to thinking through new solutions, and before you know it, the 3 of you, the 4 of you are moving in harmony, creating this symphony of clicks and clacks and beeps and boops around this room, as suddenly everybody is moving and working in tandem. You feel this hum that had been generating power around you grow in intensity and pitch. And under his breath, gently, Dr. Alexander says, I think it's working. I think it's working. Daniel, I think this is working.
Cool.
So far, so good.
Tight.
3 more successes.
You got 4 extra die.
Okay, but we've got a one more thing that we might need to do. Is that correct?
We've got one more thing. I can give you a couple of suggestions.
Yeah.
Those good old tech rolls. If you wanted to get inside and join in and start helping move machinery and listening to what Jesse is saying, you could do a tinker or a calculate. You could try a charm to try and keep people moving, keep them inspired and aware of what it is they're doing, motivate them to continue down this path of success. There is one other thing missing. This is slightly meta. This isn't a skill. This isn't rather it isn't tied to a skill. But if there's anything from the notes that you can glean, that you can remember, there is still something missing from this experiment that was present in the spring that isn't now, that Raph needs to account for. If you, Cat, can think what it is, I will give you one automatic success and I'll let you roll. If you can't, I will tell you, but you will still require the 3 successes from the roll. Because I don't want it to hinge on Cat's memory of something that happened in real life
that we recorded quite some time ago.
I think I know what it is as well, so I can't mime Monica's over to you like on word.
Fiona, message me.
No.
Give the help action in real life.
There's something that's
missing. The temperature difference was one element.
Yeah, the energy was one thing.
But there was a force affecting the experiment, affecting the rift in the spring that isn't here now. Don't worry. I'll tell you what, I will if Fiona gets it, if Fiona knows what it is.
I mean, now I'm doubting myself, but okay.
Do you want to say it or do you want to message me?
No,
go for it.
Okay, I'm just gonna try it. Like I can see like Becky is like indecisive, and I just turn to Becky like there's guards in the way. I don't care about him. He's a bit player now, and I just go, Becky, come on. Remember, we can fly our fairy friend. So big.
So is it the magnetrine? Is it like the no?
What came through? We've got baby fairy.
We don't have mama fairy.
I think.
We don't have mama fairy.
Mama fairy's not here.
We don't have mama fairy. Okay.
That is you seeing the world differently. That is you seeing what is missing.
I feel like she kind of is looking around. She can see that like everyone's flipping switches and things are happening. Like it's causing this rift to change. And I think that what she is doing is actually using. I imagine that Becky has sketched this like night sky and seen so many times of like what happened that night, and she kind of pulls out her sketchbook and she flicks to the pages and she lines it up almost to try to like see how it compares, and she can see that the portal is like the same color basically, and the night sky looks the same, and everything is like the amount of energy, how brightly it's glowing, the hue of the pink seems correct. And then she just kind of seems confused because she knows that something is missing, and then Kimberly kind of starts talking, and then she looks back at her drawing and she sees the shadow of the creature that she's drawn in, of this big bus-like creature coming through this portal, coming towards them, and she looks up and squints and she's like, it's missing. Its mother is missing. We have to call her?
I'm going to give you the automatic success for the information. Because you and Kimberly have done a team effort on this and you helped each other out with the first roll, absolutely allow for the help in the second roll. Automatic success for that. Automatic success for reasons that I forget. Pride.
Pride.
Yeah.
Charade Champion 1989.
You need 1 success. You have 4 extra dice that you can add. I think I just want you to make a flat heart roll.
Heart roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My weakest skill.
You've got
for some reason. I feel like
that
Becky's
is surprising for Becky. Yeah.
Yeah. But okay. Heart. I think the reason was because when I initially built Becky, I imagined her not as a leader, and a lot of the heart stuff is about talking to people and being a leader and putting yourself out there. So I was like, that's not Becky. All right, so I need 1 success.
1 success. You can add as many of those 4 dice from the pool as you would like.
Okay, let me see if I can. I'm gonna and I do want to run this by fellow players. I'm gonna take 2 if that's okay, and then if we have one more like big roll or something, we'll still have a couple left over. Does that sound
You've got this,
sensible? You can do this.
Okay.
Just think back on your conversation with Mumu about like mother stuff that you did before.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, that's 1 success. And how many did I need?
Just one. Just one.
One more. So
no, you've done it. You've done it.
Have I done it? I was going to say I have 1 luck. I have a luck.
No. Keep that. You need it.
Yep. So you took 2 out of the dice pool.
You've got 1 success. I took 2 out of the dice pool, and I added 1 for the use of the.
Nice work. Really good work.
Yeah.
The group inside the control center stops and hears you. And Daniel Raff and Peter Alexander look at each other and they go, in unison, the power fluctuation, the magnitude effect. The presence of the mother created a magnitude effect and siphoned away power. So as much as they were adjusting upwards to compensate for the temperature, they needed more. You see them in a whirl now, dancing around you almost, Jesse, moving these levers. The hum intensifies. You can feel the energy now around you crackling, and your hair is standing up like static. And from above, a silent thunderclap. Through the windows, you see purple fill the sky. And on the other side of the doors, Mumu lets out a howl, a cry, a shout of triumph, a noise that you have never heard from her before. The invisibility disappears, and he begins pushing through the corridors towards the outside.
I run.
Yeah, let's go.
You leave Daniel and Peter behind. They are locked in triumph and joy, and you see them start to do like a handshake, and Peter pulls Daniel in for a hug. And that is
so
where you
close.
Embrace him. You move outside, following Mumu. The night is dark now. The sun has set. But you are bathed in purple light as bright as day. You look up, and the tear is there, just as you saw it in the spring. This swirling purple mass with nothingness behind. It's almost discomforting to watch, to see your reality disappear and turn into something else. But now, with that door open, you can hear what Mumu could hear before, the calls of their family, waiting for him to go home. From the other side of the courtyard that you have entered into, you see that the security agents have arrived. They see you. They see Mumu. For a moment, they have been absolutely rendered stock still, and some of them are still looking up and pointing in disbelief and shouting, trying to make sense of what they can see. But one by one, slowly, they all come to, and they see you, and they begin to move towards you. This is your final challenge. Get Mumu home. Now, as written, this should be extended trouble with a difficulty of 3 times the number of players. We're not doing that.
Oh my word.
We're not doing that. So, I would like us to set our own parameters for success in this. I want us to set our own target, decide how we're going to approach this. What do we think? Do we want to set a target for success or a countdown for failure?
Success. My vote.
Success. We must view this
Positively.
optimistically.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Before we think about how to quantify it, tell me how you're going to approach this.
Okay. Oh, the cat's going, so clearly they're not interested.
Fancy Alice has wanted to be the star of this episode.
She did, yeah.
Beginning.
Okay, I have something for Kimberly. And that she sees all these people coming. And she's like, no. And she takes off her Christmas jumper. And underneath is her football shirt. Finally. It has her number on it, number 13. I'm looking for some. And she is gonna charge at them, sprint as if up the pitch, and illegally start kicking shins. And basically just throw herself to the wolves. And just just buying that extra time.
Okay. Sounds like a force roll.
Give me your teeth.
We've got to save Kimberly from jail.
Do you want me to roll now, or should I wait for other people to? Okay, we're doing it now. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I am using my special item, which is my football shirt, which I've neglected to use for so long. But now
it definitely applies in this scenario for sure.
Super duper. So that's 8
Take
dice.
one of the lead dice.
You've got 2 to pull from.
Are people okay with that?
I'm telling you, if you're about to kick some security guards in the shins, take one of the lead dice.
Okay, that's 9 total then.
Jeez.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. I just go for Mumu. And I'm gonna roll all that dice. I get 2 successes.
2.
That's
great. My cleats, they will definitely, again, won't describe in too much detail, but there's definitely a lot of ow pain as maybe a little bit of blood from various shins come down before I'm subdued. But I'm just like nah, ah! And like try and maybe bite a hand.
Feral child. Feral little vinegar child. Okay.
Yeah.
You are subdued eventually. This is not what any of these people were expecting. It's not what any of us were expecting, let's be honest.
Tactic.
No, these children have wanted to be violent for this entire thing. I think now is the time for us to be violent.
It's fair.
Yep.
There will be consequences after the end for this approach.
There's always consequences.
I knew that you knew that.
Yep.
But the immediate consequences, on the positive, you buy time. You do buy a decent amount of time.
That is it. Yeah.
On the negative, you're subdued. You are.
I'm going away full time. Yeah.
You don't immediately get thrown in prison. That is not what I'm saying.
They have a prison in the loop.
Yeah.
What is... So Kimberly's been subdued. Other than the security guards, what is the issue? Is has Mumu started levitating? Where are we at?
Yeah, Mumu watches this happen, but ultimately their attention is above. Again, like you've kept Regis back.
I'm going with Mumu, and I say that
Rue?
I turn to Jessie and Becky, and I'm like, going up.
Up?
And I'm going to turn to Mumu, and I'm gonna say, time to fly. It's time to go home.
Anybody want to do anything?
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I'm going like I can't think of anything that Annabeth could possibly do other than be there as emotional support to get Mumu up. Because that's all she's been from the beginning, is an emotional tether for Mumu.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a charm roll.
Not my strongest, but I'll do it.
It's the only one that makes sense. But having said that, if Jessie or Becky have anything you want to do before Mumu takes flight.
I mean, so my thing was that I am kind of in agreement with you that I'm not sure that Mumu needs huge amounts of encouragement right now. But the thing that I did think that could happen if Mumu did need some encouragement was that perhaps like some level of like channeling empathy towards Mumu by tapping into some very, very like painful memories and feelings of wanting to be united with family and wanting to see her mother again and trying to I mean, I feel like perhaps it could be directed even at the portal, or trying to like direct that energy of like calling out to the family that's like in the portal to say like I'm here, come and get me, I'm like through Mumu sort of thing. Like I miss you, and try and call. But in the process, I think that she would obviously end up thinking of her own mother and imagining that she's calling out to her mum to say like I'm still here, take me home. That was like my, if that's too sad I can think of something else, but
I think I like that as an empathize roll. Regardless of what the mechanical repercussions of it would be, I think in that moment that is what you are doing. Jessie, what do you think you're doing in this moment?
I think Jessie is looking up at this portal and then kind of giving Mumu, you know, like little head pats where he can reach, and is maybe putting forth feelings and thoughts regarding maybe being afraid to separate from something that you know, and then that it might be scary someplace else, but it could be okay.
That sounds like a lead roll.
Okay.
So if the three of you, so that was a lead for Jessie, empathize for Becky, and charm. Did we say charm?
I'm gonna hold off on. I'm gonna let those two roll first.
Okay.
I have one success. And if I could use my final luck to roll the remaining to see if I can get any more successes.
Yep.
I got no successes. I could push. What are the conditions again?
Upset, scared, exhausted, injured.
I'll take upset.
Makes sense.
I'll take upset.
So I rolled and I just clicked push, but it's rolled all 5 dice again. So should I just roll a normal 4?
Yeah.
Or what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just do it.
Success.
1 success?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing. Okay, so I have 1 success.
Okay. Yeah, I think I marked that down. I've been tracking it as if it was extended trouble twice the number of players, which means you've hit halfway. You've still got a roll pending, but I just wanted to rate.
Take that last lead die.
Go for it.
You go.
Oh, wait! I rolled lead, so we actually get more. We get 2 more.
2 more.
2. Yeah.
So there's now 3 in the pool.
I'm very happy to take a condition that will help with this. I'd like to take.
You can only implement them once everybody has contributed.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm happy. I just wanted to put that out there if we needed that. So yeah, I'm happy to take a condition after that. But yeah, I'll let us do all the rolls then.
Okay. Becky, your roll was a success. You empathize with Mumu. You connect on a level that you haven't up until this point. And you don't know it in the moment, but all of a sudden you two have the same level of connection that ANNABETH has had this entire time. And it's just a wave of emotions and thoughts and feelings and images and memories. It's like tapping directly into somebody's brain, and for a moment it's almost overwhelming. But as you begin to ground yourself in the middle of that feeling, you begin to send your thoughts back to Mumu. You send out that feeling of calling out to your mother, to somebody that you miss, to somebody that you desperately wish you could have back. And it's like a feedback loop of emotion. And before you know it, your hand is on the side of Mumu. The tears are unbidden, but they're coming anyway, thick and fast. And Mumu can't cry, but you feel the sadness. You recognize the body language of the droop and the lean in of the head. And there's something that you're sharing there that you've probably never shared with anybody like this. There are so many different goodbyes layered into that feeling, and you'll never forget any of them. In that moment, Mumu begins to levitate, and despite the fact that you are holding on, you don't go with her. Jesse, you attempt to do the same, but I think for you the emotion is too strong. As soon as you open up your mind to Mumu and you feel all those feelings reflected back at you, it's too real, it's too much. The level of upset that you take, that condition is, in that moment, debilitating. You fall to your knees and just cry. You feel an attempt at comfort coming through from Mumu. But in that moment, you're too scared. Everything you've been through, everything that you know is in front of you still, it's too scary. And you don't know how to take a step forward. You two are right next to Mumu as she begins to levitate, but you know she's leaving you behind. ANNABETH, even before you make your attempt, you are going with Mumu. You have that connection. You are next to her. You feel all of these feelings as well. This guilt, this sadness, this longing, all of it mixed up in a terrifying jumble. And you're a teenager. You know what lots of emotions are, but this is something otherworldly. How do you combat that? How do you try and keep it together? Because you've got to keep it together for Mumu and for your friends in this moment.
See, the funny thing is, I had a dream about this once. And I knew it was coming. Because I read books. And so I feel it all. But the thing is, it's just a dream. And I know that I'm gonna wake up. Not right now. Right now, I need to be the big sister. I need to be the best friend. I need to be the mom. I need to be the tether. And I will be the final thing that is severed when Mumu gets to the other side. And so I could hold it together for just a little bit longer.
Go ahead and roll.
I'm going to take... Can I have them all?
Yeah, you have the last roll.
Yeah, do the lead.
I love my friends. And you know what? It's not enough, and that's okay. Not a single success, but I've still got conditions I can take. And I'm tired.
You're tired.
Some would say that I'm exhausted.
It's been a long year. A lot has happened.
One.
It's enough. Barely, it's enough. You and Mumu fly up into the sky. Your friends are left down below. It's so cold. And you seem to go so high. As you draw closer, you can hear the sounds of these creatures. You can hear what to Mumu is comforting, what to you is alien, scary. And for a moment, you worry that Mumu can't let you go, or you can't let go of Mumu, and you're going to have to go through as well. And you've no idea what is on the other side. You've no idea how you would even survive what is on the other side, if you even could. As you reach the portal, every emotion you felt for the last year just floods out of Mumu and into you, and back from you into Mumu. The images that flicker through your mind are indelible. They will be there forever. It is like you have a recording of this time imprinted on your brain that will never fade and never change. And you'll be able to go back to it anytime you want and remember how this all felt. And then, for the first time since the spring, your mind is your own. You're not sharing it with anybody. You're not sharing your feelings, and nobody's feelings are being shared with you. The link between you and Mumu is gone. Mumu has been facing the portal this entire time, but turns in the air and faces back to you. Drifts forward, presses its enormous forehead to yours. How do you say goodbye?
I look at Mumu. And I just say, thank you. You can let go now. I'm gonna be okay. They're all gonna be okay. We're all gonna be okay. And I'm going to take a step back from Mumu. A really hesitant small step to see if Mumu starts to move. And then I take a bigger step out of the range. And I'm gonna rip off the band-aid and let myself drop.
It's a slow effect. You noticed it the first time when you were distracted as you were flying over here. You don't plummet like a stone. The effect lingers enough to guide you safely back down to Earth. And Mumu just stays there watching you the entire time. As you feel yourself descending, those same thoughts may occur to you. I don't know what's on the other side. I don't know what's going to happen when I land, and I don't know how I'm going to face it. But if you turn and you look, then on the ground you will see 3 people. 3 people bathed in purple light. And you may not have a telepathic connection to them, but you know what they're all feeling in this moment because you feel it too. When your feet touch the ground, that is when Mumu turns. And you see him slowly drift through. As soon as she's out of sight, there is a trumpeting call of alien voices from the other side. Joy and relief. Hope. And then in one last dissipating burst of energy, the loop shuts down. Slowly, the tear in reality sews itself shut. And everything is back to normal.
I dash for Kimberly.
Kimberly's being held by a bunch of very disgruntled security guards.
Oh, you'll never take me alive.
I am aware, and I dash for Kimberly. as Mumu is taken care of. Next port of call.
I'll bite your kneecaps.
In the chaos, you're able to reach Kimberly. They should be keeping you away, but there's so much going on. You're able to reach Kimberly.
I just drag her back to the group. Like, I'm not, whatever happens, I'm starting to move people out. Like, literally pushing them, like, holding them behind me, like, until they are, like, with it enough to start running on their own. I gotta protect the flock.
Where do you go that night? You managed to get away from the loop. You managed to find a way back home. You don't have your bikes. You're going to have to walk or take the bus or call somebody's parents to come and get you. Where do you go?
Shall I call my dad?
Yeah.
I think we need Mr. Reynolds. All better.
I think we do need an adult.
And I think Dr. Raff is gonna be arrested, she says a little bit too gleefully.
Let's regroup at Jesse's house if that's okay.
Do we want a minute?
I'm good.
I'm okay.
All right. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
You find a payphone. No, sorry, go on, Fiona.
Literally, I turned to Annabeth because I could have handled it, but I appreciate you intervening because it could have gone, grievous bodily harm to life, and I didn't. Thank you.
Kimberly, you did handle it. You showed them who's boss.
I know. Look! I show all the teeth. No, I didn't.
The best part is you you are wearing your glasses so no one will be able to identify you in a lineup.
I'd completely forgotten I was wearing my mustache and glasses the whole time.
Yes, and you took off your jumper and had your football jersey on, which I'm pretty sure says Chettelberg.
No!
It does. It does. It's a bright yellow kit, and it's got your name on it.
Yeah.
You know what?
You might think I'm my brother. Thank you, Annabeth. You came back for us.
I was never leaving you.
Cool. It definitely felt like you were at least 2 points.
You guys are my friends. I'm never gonna leave you.
No, I know that, but it felt like it. You said goodbye at least twice, so.
I wasn't sure what was gonna happen, if I'm being entirely honest, but
See?
you know.
Yeah.
I trusted you guys to catch me.
Oh! Yeah, totally would have done that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Fastest on the pitch.
Terrible at catching. That's why I play with my feet.
Well, luckily we didn't have to test it then.
Phew. All right, let's go.
You start trudging through the icy, slushy streets. The snow is falling fast and thick now. You find a payphone and you call your dad. It's past time, you should have been home now, so you hear the worry and relief in his voice when he realizes it's you, and he doesn't ask any questions. You say, Dad, can you come pick us up? And he gets in his car and he comes and picks you up. The car's warm when you get in. It smells vaguely of cigarette smoke and chewing gum, which he always stashes in the center console in the ashtray, and you wish he wouldn't do it, but there's something comforting about seeing that mound of gum and that vaguely minty smell. He sees the looks on all your faces, and he knows teenagers enough to know that this is not the time to ask about it. He just checks that you're all okay, turns the heating up, puts the radio on, lets you listen to whatever you want. Do you ask him to take all of you back to your house? Or do you all want to be dropped off at home?
I think Becky would just want to stay with Annabeth at this point. Like, I think that she's, now that all of that emotion has kind of like the buzz of having all of that emotion is starting to wear off. She's just exhausted, and she's probably burst into tears. I think it's just a little bit too much for her. She's still only 12 years old, and she's not really learned, I think, how to fully handle that level of emotion to the point of being able to do it silently and internally yet.
I think Annabeth is sat in the middle of the back seat, and she's just kind of grabbed Becky and is like letting Becky lean on her and cry.
Mm-hmm.
And she just very gently leans forward and says, Mr. Reynolds, can we stay at your house tonight, please?
I'll have to check in with your parents, but it's okay by me if it's okay by them. Is Becky okay? Are you all okay?
We're all fine. But we need to stay together now.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I'll call your parents.
Thank you.
He drives you home and orders pizza and makes hot chocolates. He rings around your parents, and you can hear the muffled conversation. Well, I'm not entirely sure, but no, they're fine. They're fine. No, I don't mind at all. No, it's quite nice actually. Yeah, sure. I'll call you in the morning. Okay. Yeah, thanks. No, we don't need. No, I've ordered pizza. We don't need fish and chips. Thank you, though. Thank you.
The betrayal.
I know. Yeah.
Pizza.
I feel it. I feel it in my heart. They've gone to Mario's Pizza next door.
In the fish and chip off season? What happened to supporting your friends?
Local
Mr. Reckle.
businesses.
I get the impression that he gets a lot of fish and chips, and he's like, I'm gonna have something different tonight. Yeah, you gobble down your pizza and you drink your hot chocolates and probably stay up a little bit later than you should, considering the exhaustion, but eventually, in a sleepy, cozy pile, Mr. Reynolds gets out all the spare duvets and all the spare pillows, and you get to rest. And none of you dream that night. But maybe that's for the best as well. The aftermath. And there will be an aftermath. You do get some questions from the police. You are, shockingly, somehow identified, Kimberly. And unfortunately, a police officer or two does make an appearance at your house. You get in huge trouble.
No.
What do you think that looks like? It isn't jail time. Let me put that out there.
No. It's worse than jail time. I think it's obviously a lot of questions. I think she's suspended from the football team.
Oh
no!
Yeah.
Oh,
because there's accusations of like obviously violence and grievous bodily harm in quotation marks, and so I think she has to take some courses for anger management. But as a result, has to miss the rest of the season. And I mean, like again, until the investigation is closed, whatever. So obviously she's absolutely heartbroken. But it's like, I did what I did because it was the right thing to do, and I don't talk to cops. And then have to talk to one.
You have to talk to the cop. Parents, they're like, Kimberly, really need to tell them what happened.
No, they don't understand. They know what they did. And that's it. Yeah.
The seriousness of the situation is impressed upon you. You did technically commit breaking and entering, destruction of property. Regis ultimately decides not to press charges, but there's a period there where it's hanging over your heads, and it affects your relationship with your parents. It affects your relationship with your brother. Your brother comes around and it's the worst thing. I'm not mad, I'm disappointed. The disappointment in Liam's eyes is probably the worst repercussion from all of this.
Yep.
You do have to answer some questions to Regis. This applies to all of you. Will have to answer these questions about what happened, what went on, your role in it. But ultimately, you get the impression that Regis wants to know where they can go with it next. They're interested in how it can further their research. By the end of it, you are off the hook. You manage to convince them that you don't know enough to service them. You all hear, well, Daniel Raff is not at school when you return. He doesn't return. You hear through the grapevine that he was let go. And in the weeks and months after that, eventually you will hear that he has left Great Yarmouth. But so too has a Dr. Peter Alexander. No longer works at the Loop and has left and gone elsewhere. I'd like to check in with everybody for a mundane scene. At any point in the aftermath of this, immediately following or months or years down the line. But I'll just ask the question, how did this year change you as a person? Who do you become? And what part of it do you owe to Mumu?
Hang on, we need to have a group conversation. Haven't we? We've not yet addressed what's going on between Kimberly and Becky yet.
Hold on.
Press pause.
Oh my god.
Hang on.
This is very important.
This is very
This
important.
is what everybody
Hang
needs
on.
to know.
Flashback to the sleeping pile.
No. Flash forward to New Year's Eve.
Incredible.
Right. We're all in our sparkliest or non-sparkliest outfits, depending on the character. We've got like
Becky's a sparkly.
Wait, hang on. It's about to be. Is this year 88 or 89?
If New Year's Eve will be going into 89.
So yeah, we've got like the cardboard glasses with the 1989 thing. And the parents are like doing adult things and drinking in the living room, and we're all like in like a conservatory somewhere. And I think that Annabeth is just sitting like right next to Jessie, maybe like a little bit too close. And she turns to Kimberly and Becky, and she's like, "So do you want to tell us anything?"
It's okay, you guys, honestly.
Becky, so I think that when we have conversations like this, where it's like, do you want to tell us anything? Normally it's because like, has Kimberly done something that might get us in trouble?
Yeah, instantly.
Conversation. So I think that Becky immediately just doesn't register that you're looking at both of us, and just turns to Kimberly like automatically as just like, what have you done this time? And then looks back and goes, me?
Yeah, the both of you. You've been acting weird since the fall.
Acting weird? Weird
like,
how?
We've been waiting for you to kind of come out with it on your own, but you know, for the sake of like starting the year fresh.
I lean into Kimberly and I say, do you have any idea what they're talking about? You better come clean with it now.
Okay.
I'll back you all the way.
All right. Okay.
I like side-eye Jessie.
Okay. So you need to know, I don't remember if we did this in game or not, but I didn't attend football camp in the summer.
Wait, what?
And it's a long story, but essentially Becky helped me realize who I was, and I didn't want to lie anymore, but we got caught up in everything. So yeah, I didn't go to football camp, and I didn't want to let people down.
Wait.
Oh, it feels so good to just be honest about things. Oh, it's great.
Wait, you were at the tryouts. What do you mean you didn't?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't go all summer. No, that was pure talent and luck.
Hey, Kimberly,
don't give her a hard time about this.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Yeah,
I am in awe of my friend, but I'm also incredibly confused because you two snuck off a couple of times, and I saw your sketchbook.
You've been looking at my sketchbook.
If you leave it open, I'm gonna see it.
There are private things in that sketchbook, Annabeth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like
Mrs. Shuttleberg.
Yeah.
What?
I think Becky just like literally the color drains from her face. I just like,
it's okay. Like, if you two have a thing, that's fine. It's not going to change any of our dynamics. We just wanted to know.
Yeah, we were just worried you didn't feel comfortable, so we're just kind of letting you know that it's okay.
I mean, I'm very happy for Becky to take my last name. It's a good name.
Okay.
Not helping.
Annabeth, I need you to know that even though I love you and you're my sister, I'm very, very mad at you at the moment.
What have I done?
And she turns towards Kimberly. She goes, okay. The truth is, a few months back, I had like a small crush on your brother, like the tiniest one.
What?
Like, don't know. Like,
oh, he is kind of tall. Yeah, okay.
Wait, hang on.
I look at Jessie and raise an eyebrow.
He's tall. What do you want?
The best person in the world, and you looked up to him and you talked about him all the time. And I nicest person in the world. And then
yeah.
like it just, over time I've come around your house and stuff like that, and like it's just dissipates, just meh. Yeah, he's fine, whatever. It's no big deal.
Just meh.
Okay, like his hands, she's like trying to go back and forth. She's trying to like evaluate like what the correct answer is here. So every time you're like, oh, he's just meh, she's like, oh, and I mean, he's great. He's like so funny and kind, but also just I just don't want you to think that that's why I'm friends with you, because it's not. I'm friends with you because you're my friend. You're my best friend.
Wow, this is a lot to process. So
yeah, tell me about it, Annabeth.
wait,
I
I'm
held
not in
up my
trouble.
hands.
Phew.
No one's in trouble. I mean,
Great.
we're all in trouble, but at least when we're in trouble together. No, I thought that, you two, like, we have her, and then I thought you two had her, and I was...
I mean, okay, now you've brought it up. So you guys are a thing now?
I mean,
Well, they're totally a thing. She kind of like crosses her arms.
No, that's cool.
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
Like, she sang a song for me in front of the entire school.
Yeah.
Like, what did you...
No, I just thought it was a very good song.
I facepalm.
From the room down the hall where the adults are having a party, you hear the countdown begin. 10, 9,
8.
and you know how to count.
7.
Okay, I was giving you a chance to do something to get ready for the 0, but okay.
You have to commit.
I was giving you a chance to get set up for the 0.
Everyone.
4,
3,
2,
1.
Happy New Year!
Jesse's gonna kiss Annabeth.
Yeah. I high five Becky. High five Becky.
And just like Becky's just looking at Annabeth and Jesse and just like, ugh.
Yeah, I agree. Gross.
Yeah, really gross.
Yeah.
Wow, really? Is my first ever kiss and you guys are just like saying it's gross? Well, how about like
my
all the
first ever
vinegar
crush
and
was
pickled
just
eggs
outed
that you
in front
eat?
of everyone, Annabeth. So I think it's 2 for 2.
Right.
Look, Becky, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I like to think that we just bicker for a little bit longer.
I think we just bicker for a little bit longer, but it's all in good. Like, Becky's not actually upset. Like,
we know.
Yeah.
In 1989, as you intend to continue.
Bickering.
Bickering.
You've stalled, you've deflected. Who do you become? And what part of it do you owe to Mumu?
I think in terms of how Becky is now, she is much less inclined to be a wallflower. She is no longer ready to settle for being invisible or left out. She is happy to express how she's feeling, even if she's worried that it might cause arguments or confrontation. She manages to push past it because she understands that this relationship that she has with Annabeth and the relationship that she has with Kimberly and Jesse is not going anywhere. It's not temporary. I think she's always been afraid of there being some sense of inevitable end to the people that she connects with. And with Mumu spending that year with them, getting to perhaps reconnect with some of that pain from her past and process it in a way that she never allowed herself to, because she was having to make sure her dad was okay. I think it's made her realize that even if there is an end to things, the experiences you have along the way, if you engage with them, is worth it. It's worth it to be able to connect to people, even if it's just for a short time. She can obviously no longer feel Moo. She no longer knows what's going on with Moo or has any kind of connection, but she still remembers every moment of what took place during that year, all the times, the happy times that she had, and the way that she managed to find herself. I think that she has started to engage more at school rather than just drifting off and doodling. She's started to find passions and things she's interested in. She is interested in robotics. And if we throw back perhaps to her room again, as it was when we first encountered, it was an utter state. I think things are more organized in there. She's taken a lot more time to take care of herself and take care of the things that she owns. There are far more robotic fairies sitting on the shelves of various different kinds that she has built with her dad. And there is more of her art up. You can see the improvements that she's made. She doesn't just draw fairies anymore, though. She draws things more rooted in reality. The magic hasn't completely gone away. Now she spends time drawing and trying to find magic in the mundane, because that is where her talent lies. And I think if we were to pan a camera into a final glimpse of Becky, it would be her organizing her book bag, having kind of been tutored a little by ANNABETH of how to be a bit more organized and how to take better care of herself. She's no longer rushing around. She is calmly collecting her things together. She's well on time. And she kind of just takes a moment to pin up her latest masterpiece, which is a picture of herself, her 3 friends, her sister, of course, all kind of smiling, and Moo in the Wendy house, looking up at them. Just that moment where they first found Moo after the egg, and they kind of were all gazing at Moo in wonder. And I think she has titled it, I Wish We Could Do It Again. And you probably hear ANNABETH calling out, and you hear Becky answering, I'm ready, just coming.
I was going to say things, but now I can't.
It's okay, we can move on.
Who's next?
I'll go. So it's been a very turbulent year for Kimberly. I think realizing that you can have dreams, and that could be like your set goal, your set purpose, and you can make it your whole personality. But there is something beautiful about maybe not achieving said dreams. Realizing that maybe you were destined for more. And I think maybe with that suspension from the under 14s at the Great Yarmouth Youth Club football, there maybe is a sentence of not a sentence, but encouragement to do some more volunteering work. And I think she realizes through helping others that she realizes that maybe there are other kids, other teenagers that are from other backgrounds to her own, who also have certain dreams of like being able to play football, but maybe not affording the kit or not being able to afford the equipment. And so I think in the following couple of years, she always still helps out with the football. Maybe she gets back into the youth squad, maybe not. But she focuses her energy on coaching. And I think what she does is that she starts up a local sort of volunteer league for kids who just want to have a kickabout and help them get better at, a place for them to go, whether it's getting some money around to get rent out the local pitch, enough money to buy bibs and whatever, and any money that is given goes straight back into that little league. Obviously it is sponsored by the Kettleberg chip and fish shop. There's always food for the kids after. And she maybe does, when she gets older, goes around to various schools, including the ones she used to attend, and give a talk or two about how violence isn't the answer. Then there's another talk afterwards saying, well, violence could be the answer. But talks about a sequel, but talks about like how she thought there was one way, and that was all she wanted to do, and then something happened to her, and then she discovered like cooking and all that sort of thing, and maybe even wrote some sort of cookbook or a bakery book or whatever, and all the proceeds go again back into the league. And it's about, for her, I think, what you asked the question, what has Moo Moo changed for Kimberly? And I think what has changed for Kimberly is that people don't ask for help. People keep quiet about things, and she thinks very much strongly about her outburst to Becky when she was at her lowest point and was so scared about not being good enough. And actually wants to make it for anyone to be able to say, help. And so anything she does, it goes back into that, like giving a place for kids to meet up, play football, have some food, talk. If they want to try baking, she'll put stuff together. It's all a bit hodgepodge. And maybe it's never as successful and it never gets highlighted in any TV shows or anything like that. But she does it because she once asked for help and somebody was there.
Jesse's dad goes ahead of him. There are a lot of conversations that get had. They have to wait a little bit for Nicole's lease to run out so that she can come and stay in the house, so that Jesse has someone. But his mom doesn't want to leave Manchester. And his dad goes. And he lingers longer than he needs to. He wants to stay with his friends as long as he can. But thinking about how hard it was to separate from Moo Moo, how hard it was to let go, but coming out of the other side of it okay, can be okay after a bit of separation, and it doesn't make the love any less. Jesse says, a gap year. spends a lot of time with his friends, with ANNABETH. But he goes to Manchester. It's slow, doesn't know anybody, has to try and build up some kind of relations. But Jesse's very good at music. I think they're not, in like a year or two, they're not famous or anything, but I think they've got a couple of regular gigs that they can go to. And they come back to Great Yarmouth, help out with the music class every now and then. Help out in the worst possible way by being very distracting. But I think Jesse has learned it doesn't pay to worry about every possibility. It doesn't help in any way. And you can come out of the other side all right, even if you don't know everything that could go wrong. Sometimes things go really, really right.
Okay. I'm ready. ANNABETH feels everything. And I think you see like a series of like montage of like she's there like watching as like Becky gives a presentation to the family about like this fairy robot, and she's there on the street raising money, like people passing as they go about their shopping with Kimberly, like yelling on the football pitch, dancing in a room with Jesse to music that is completely different from the music that's playing over the montage, and you know, and she's walking with Becky with fish and chips and picking up Kevin from work, and she's talking to her mom, and she's like bright in class, that's still the same. And then Jessie leaves, and you see her yelling and screaming and like throwing things around the living room, but ultimately letting her mother hug her, you know. And you see her like with like Kimberly and Becky as they like get on a train, you know, or get off a train at like Manchester, and she is there, and she's everywhere, she is present, and she feels everything. And then we cut to a scene of her, and she's at the campsite, and everyone is like talking around the fire, and all of the kids are older now. And she's just laying there watching them and listening, scribbling in a new notebook. And she kind of just looks up at the stars, up at the loop and the gap. And she knows it's not going to open, and that's okay. But she looks just in case.